Super duper doo, how are you? Do you have an opinion? And isn't it awesome that we all have the right to have an opinion? Or I hope that the country that you live in, it is encouraged for you to have an opinion about all sorts of things. Some countries not so much. But in a Western democracy, it is suggested that your right to think for yourself, to have an opinion, to share that opinion is a right that people have fought for and died for. So it's, for me, a very precious thing. But there's two parts to opinions. One is we ask for somebody else's opinion, and the second part is that somebody asks for our opinion. And the behavioural scientists, psychologists and psychiatrists suggest that there's some interesting things that can happen in both of those scenarios. And if you want to avoid argument, if you want to avoid awkward confrontation, there's some things to perhaps consider. So first of all, if you ask for somebody else's opinion, if you've ever said to somebody, I'd like your opinion, or what is your opinion of, or can I please have your opinion about? If you've ever pre-framed a conversation with any of those, could it be respectful? Could it be kind? Could it be the right thing to do to listen to the person's opinion with an open mind, with open body language, and without argument? If you go into a conversation and you ask for somebody's opinion because you want to change their mind, because you don't think that they should have that opinion and you want to give them your opinion so that you can then perhaps convince them of whatever they're thinking is wrong, is it possible that that will cause confrontation, argument, and sometimes a breakdown of a relationship? So it's been suggested that the respectful thing to do if you ask for somebody's opinion is to listen. And the behavioural scientists suggest this: lean forward, maintain eye contact, open body language, and actively listen. Nod your head and appreciate the fact that even if the person's got a different opinion to yours, that they have the right to have that. And is it possible that we can learn from other people's opinions? Other people have an opinion based on their life experience, the different things that have happened to them in their life, and those things haven't happened to us, so maybe we can learn from that. It seems to be a respectful thing to do. Let's find out if somebody has a different opinion to mine, find out the reasons why. If you don't want somebody else's opinion about something, why would you ask? If you go into a conversation asking for somebody's opinion because you want to convince them of yours, the question is, why would you do that? And the reverse of that, if somebody asks for your opinion, they actually say to you, Rowie, what's your opinion on this? What do you think about this? I would like to know your opinion. I've learnt the hard way that I need to be very careful in that situation, because it doesn't necessarily mean the person wants my opinion. It could be that reverse where they've asked for my opinion, they don't really want it. What they want to do is share their opinion with me and convince me of their opinion. So could it be a really good idea to find out at the start of the conversation where it's going to be going from there? So if somebody says to you, can I please have your opinion about? The magic question to ask is, why did you ask me that question? Or why did you ask for my opinion? If you want to avoid argument, or best of all, avoid wasting time. Because if the person then shares with you, well, the reason I'm asking is because this is my opinion, and off they go, that's when you can lean forward, maintain eye contact, actively listen, and learn from the other person. But you may not have to waste your time giving people your opinion because they don't actually want it. So the word that comes to mind here in all scenarios, in all conversations, is respect. If I have this driving force to convince somebody of what I believe and to change their mind, the question is always why. Do people have the right to have an opinion? I hope the answer is yes. Do you have the right to have your opinion? Of course the answer is yes. So if those are opposing opinions, do we need to argue, or could we be open-minded enough to say, well, that person has a different opinion to me, let's find out why. And things like what are supposedly politically incorrect conversations about religious persuasion, about political beliefs, about sexual persuasion, exercise and food should probably go in there now, because they've become very controversial topics and people argue about them. If somebody says to you, what's your opinion about this particular exercise? can I share with you from very personal experience that is a really important time to ask, why did you ask me the question? Now, if somebody really wants your help, or they really want your advice, or they're genuinely interested in your opinion, one would hope they say that. Rowie, I'm asking for your opinion because you've been an exercise professional for 40 years, you're healthy, fit and strong, you've got a stack of energy, you always seem to be on top of everything. I'd really like to know how you do that, so please could you share that with me? Is a whole different answer than if I ask, why did you ask me the question? The person says, oh, because this is what I believe. And they begin to talk. And that has been in most of my personal experience. People, when they ask for my opinion, are not interested in my opinion or my advice. They just want to share their opinion and give me their advice, which is awesome because I can learn from that. But I don't want to waste my time giving my opinion or my advice to people that aren't interested. And the reverse of that, if you're going to be respectful of other people and you do ask for their advice or their opinion, could it be a really good idea to listen rather than halfway through or no, sometimes it's not even halfway through the conversation. You watch an argument start straight away because someone says, what do you think about this? Or what's your opinion on this? The person starts talking and the other person goes, no, you're wrong and this is what I believe, and bang, we've got an argument happening. And there's an interesting thing to consider there. If you've got two people arguing, who's learning anything? If I'm talking, I've just got gas coming out of my mouth about stuff that I already know. If I'm listening to another person talk, is it possible that I could actually learn something? Now, and I'll use religion as an example, there's hundreds, if not thousands of different religions. I don't know everything about any of them. I know a little bit about some of them, and that's about it. So if I want to learn more about religious persuasion or Christianity or people's spiritual beliefs, how can I learn about that if I don't ask the question? Now, I might have a set of personal beliefs about Christianity, religion, God, whatever. But if I try and convince somebody of my opinion, first of all, why would I? Because they have the right to have theirs. But their life experience is different to mine. I'm using religion as an example because people have died for their religion. People aren't just that. It's not just an opinion. It's not just a belief. For a lot of people, religion is a conviction. It's something they would literally die for. It's something they really believe in. And if you get into an argument particularly about religion, it could turn nasty really quickly. Now, interestingly, as an exercise professional and as a person who I'm dedicated every day to healthy, fit and strong, career or business that you love, being financially free and having great relationships, I'm studying all of those every single day. Every part of my life is driven by those four things. So yes, I have some very strong opinions about those, but so do lots of other people. And as much as I think I might have great advice for all of those things, it's not about giving advice. For me, it's always about, I'm going to ask you a series of questions to get you thinking for yourself, not tell you what to think. And could that be a great opportunity or a great way to start a conversation? If you really believe that your opinion's right, perhaps you start it with, I would like to know what you think. Yes, I have some ideas, some advice, some opinions about this particular topic, but they're my opinion and I can't learn anything else unless I get your opinion. Then maybe we can blend the two together, and that's called brainstorming. Two people who get together and storm that have a brain, and we can come up with some great ideas. But if it's two people arguing, what's going on there? So the reason I'm asking, of course, is that there's a lot of argument going on in the world. There's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of nastiness about opinions, and there's a lot of people that have an opinion who then try and convince other people that their opinion's right. And a great quote comes to mind: a person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. So even if you think you're right and you've got the best argument and you've got the best debating skills, or you're really good at trying to convince people that they're wrong, I'll say that again, trying to convince people. Why do we want to do that? Could the world be a more interesting place, a better place? Could we all get better and learn more if we were genuinely interested in other people's opinions and the reasons why they have those opinions? So that's the thing for me. When somebody shares something with me, I go, thank you for sharing that. Why do you have that opinion? Where did it come from? Why did you do that and how does it work? So that I can get and that's where the person then has to explain a little bit differently rather than just blanket statement and preach at me. I'm actually getting more information, which is, why do you believe that and how does it work? Where did you come up with that opinion? Is that a life experience that you've had? And then we both get to learn more. They get to learn more about why they've got the opinion that they've got, and I get to learn more about how those opinions came about. So again, I'm asking very personally, wouldn't it be nice if as a human race we respected each other's opinions, even if we don't agree with them? And I'm going to ask this very important question because I shared it a little bit as if it wasn't important, but to me this is incredibly important because it's something that my parents lived through. Millions of people died for our right to have an opinion. Millions of people died for our right to live in a country where free speech is respected. And we can't have free speech if there's only one opinion. We need both sides of the story. Doesn't matter how thinly you slice it, there's always two sides. And wouldn't it be nice if those people that died for our freedom of speech, that died for our right to have an opinion, didn't die for nothing? Wouldn't it be nice as humans living today, we respected other people for their right to have an opinion? And I'll go a step further. I might not agree with your opinion, but I will die for your right to have it. Because I want to live in a country, I want to live in a world where everybody has the right to believe what they want to believe. They have the right to live the way they want to live, and they have the right to have an opinion. Could that make for a much better world? Just something to consider. Thank you for coming to Romax. Romax is about living your life to the max. And if we're going to do that, isn't it important that we learn and grow and get educated and learn and grow and do more training and education every single day so that we keep learning? The only thing I know is that I don't know very much and I want to keep learning. How about you?